Hello, Mr. Petzl. Today I will be taking over your Math Comm 201 class. And today, to begin the lecture, we will be talking about media literacy. The textbook definition of media literacy is a term describing and understanding media and consumers about how mass media works, where different types of information can be found, how to best evaluate information, who owns mass media, how media is produced, and how they are framed to suit various interests. Basically, how media works today. We recently saw Dear White People, a film that had many types of media throughout the whole film. Some of the biggest were social networks, video blogs, and radio. They dealt with social media when they communicated to plan parties and to plan protests were two of the biggest things that happened with that in the movie. And another thing was when they did video blogs that determined basically your social status on campus and how that worked. And another thing that really caused a lot of controversy throughout the whole film was the radio with the whole. There are three types of films that are out. It's a narrative, a documentary, and an experimental. A narrative film is believable because the characters help convince the audience that unfolding action is real. A documentary is non-fictional motion picture intended to document some aspect of reality, primarily the purposes of instruction. And an experimental film is a non-standard type of film that may be poetic or artistic. Appointment viewing is when something is aired on national TV at the same time every week. This was popular before things like TiVo, DVR, and any type of recording service that records a show. Binge watching is much easier when you have services that allow for for like Netflix or things to just come a whole seasons at a time. It basically means you just watch the whole season through without taking breaks. It's considered to be a good thing, but it's unhealthy if you sit too long. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that appointment watching is old. Binge watching is in. Binge watching seems it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Crowdsourcing is when a group of people, usually online, are asked to contribute in a task or divide up the work and make it possible for people to do easier stuff. Basically, it's a big group project and people just take beats and chunks and do it together. An example of crowdsourcing is Dell's social intervention. That's a big one that was out, and then Coca-Cola is also starting their own crowdsourcing. Marketing is the process of communicating and delivering products to a target audience. So that differs from advertising because advertising is more of a common combination of communication and activities that includes like public relations and getting people to perceive the company a certain way. And then that all differs from sales because sales have to deal with the consumer and getting them to purchase the products, even though that they're all related in some form or fashion in some type of way, they're just not the same. Like the advertising rule of seven is a rule of thumb just suggests that people need to see an advertising at least 7 times before they actually act on it. I can tell you from personal experience that this is true. I was never thought I was going to be Team iPhone until I finally got to like seeing the commercials freaking everywhere. And then I had to finally break down and go purchase an iPhone. So the rule of thumb, in my opinion, is very true, but it doesn't work in every case. It's just a hypothetical that at least if people see it around 7 times, that they'll actually go buy the product. One thing I learned from the Regret Project was honestly that this is not for me. Like being the whole director over things is not for me. It's really hard because you have to get the actors to stay focused. Then once they're focused, you have to get them to say the right lines, say them at the right time. Because if you don't, it just will turn into an argument that it's just a lot. And then this made me realize that people who do this, they really have a talent, and that they need to be acknowledged because that is a very hard task for them to do. One thing I would love to do is I would choose to go to graduate school with Carrie Brown because one, she's in New York, and another thing is in New York you can get a lot of connections with a lot of Fortune 500 companies. One thing I really want to do with my mass comm degree, I would like to handle the public relations of a Fortune 500 company and run their social media and stuff like that. So going to New York would really be a great opportunity for me to, make connections, to network, and do all the great stuff that I would like to do. So yeah, I would choose Carrie Brown over the other lady. The seven things that I wish I would have knew before coming into my freshman year was to avoid Friday classes. Is a big one. You avoid Friday classes, you can go home. You can enjoy Thirsty Thursdays without having to wake up on a Friday. After that, it's just you can just start your weekend early. Another thing I would have knew is like going to professors' office hours. Even though I haven't been to yours, I'm coming. I promise. Yeah, they said that really helps. So I wish I would have knew like how to like go to my professor's office hours and stuff like that. Another thing I would have did, I would have got a job in dining services or somewhere on campus because being broke is not fun. It's not fun at all. The next thing I wish I would have known is that the meal plan is not unlimited. You will run out 60/40 when I say be forever. So swipe wisely. Do not swipe all the time. Um, just like this, like I'm doing now, do not waste at the last minute. It will result in chaos. You will not get the product that you would get if it was planned out ahead of time. Save money because again you will go broke, and pick a roommate. Please pick a roommate. You do not want to just chance random. Pick someone, anybody. Just pick them. Know who you getting. Well, that's it for my lecture. So hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.